Hey, Awesomes. How's it going? Didn't see myself down there in the corner. All right. I hope you read the week three, watched the week three overview video. Perhaps you've already started looking over the reading. It should pop up for you about rhetoric from our own Dr. Nugent in our department here. So we'll go over that a little bit more later in the week. And then, of course, the rhetorical triangle poster that Caitlin, our embedded writing specialist, provided for us. And we'll talk more about that later on in the week as well. But I'm going to jump here, if you will, to number 3, finding sources to analyze, because that's something you can definitely start doing. So if you read over the rhetorical analysis prompt or the assignment description, if you will, and the introduction sets up for us kind of what we're going to be doing. We're going to work on these 3 things here, develop our understanding of these key rhetorical concepts, and we'll talk about types of arguments. And we're starting to kind of talk about really within the rhetorical situation, those rhetorical devices of ethos, pathos, and logos that are going to play a main part or a major part in our rhetorical analysis paper, as well as help us just rhetorically to analyze any types of communication rhetorically, really for the rest of our lives. And then there's this paragraph right here that kind of give us a little bit of a key, if you will, to the types of articles that work really, really, really well for this. So you can look at places such as Time Magazine, Rolling Stone, Vibe, the Crisis Magazine, the Daily Beast, and position-oriented blogs such as thinkprogress.org. So I want to say a little bit about that. I would encourage you to think of the topic of the article, something that you're interested in. Could have something to do with your major. It doesn't, and you're not restricted that you have to find something on Time Magazine or Rolling Stone. These are just examples, right? You could, the Atlantic Monthly could be one, Wall Street Journal. Of course, some of these require you to perhaps be a member or have an account or something like that, a paid account. You're not required to pay any money to any account or any of these types of online magazines if they require that. If they require that now and doesn't work for you, then go somewhere else. You can go to the Science Daily News or Science Digest or whatever. But think about your interest, perhaps, right? I would encourage you, because you're going to want to read this article several times. You're going to have to kind of really, for lack of a better term, get in bed with it, really understand what the author is saying, why the author wrote the article. We'll talk about what the context is, what the rhetorical situation is or was of the article, dig a little deeper into who the author is, really dig into the article to see if we can find logos, see if we can find pathos, to understand their use of these rhetorical devices specifically. So within this frame, you could just as easily, if you are very, very interested in, since this is a low-hanging fruit here, this is an easy one, but say you're interested in all the talk about COVID and these kinds of things and how it spreads, or you're interested in COVID from a prevention standpoint, right? Or whatever. Definitely you could search on Google to find an article that meshes well with your interest. You could go on to, I've had several students that are in the psychology program or psychology majors have gone to Psychology Today and found articles that deal with something very specifically within that field of psychology that they're interested in. So feel free to explore that and really take some time this week to find that one article that you can read several times and not get tired of it. So make sure it's something you're interested in. And you can be interested in something that doesn't necessarily have to do with your major. But if you wanted to get like a 2 for or a 3 for out of it, feel free to. So I just wanted to say a few words about that. So feel free to begin that process. Google some things that you're interested in. See if you can find an online magazine or article, distribution site, or whatever it is, to find that article that you'll use for this project, and work on that this week. All right, guys, be back with you later on in the week. We'll talk more about the rhetorical triangle, more about rhetoric, more about rhetorical analysis, all that good stuff. Until then, have a great week. And of course, above all, stay safe and stay awesome.